Alright, so part 3 of the DIY live rock made from Portland cement, crushed oyster shells or crushed coral, and rock salt. So now that I made it in I formed it in the sand, left it for 24 hours, like I said. I took it out and basically let it sit out and kind of get weathered. Just set it in the sun. If it rains, let it rain on it, let the sun beat on it. It'll weather it a little bit, it'll dry it out. Really what you want to do. Once you do that for about a week, 7 days or so, doesn't have to really be a week, but a couple days anyway. Once that happens, take a couple buckets. Obviously you can see I have a cooler here and a couple small buckets here. Try not to overload the buckets, because the more rock you have in there with a smaller amount of water, the longer it's going to take for that to leach out into that water. So a lot of room. Try to prop them up. Try not to set them on each other as much as possible as if you can. But anyway, you just take fresh water basically out of your tap. Before you put the rock in, test your pH. See what your pH of your fresh water out of your tap is. That gives you a basic bottom line of when you're testing it. After when the pH comes down back to that normal pH of your tap water, it's ready to go. You can put it in your tank. With all the lime leaching out of the cement, putting this in your aquarium right now would be, you'll kill it. It'll leach into the water, your pH will rise, you'll kill everything. So basically what you want to do, put it in fresh water. And again, here's some forms of some rocks I did. Here's a small little shelf piece, pretty porous. This one's real flat, real small. A lot of these I did for a 10-gallon tank and a 30-gallon tank, so I have some smaller pieces, some bigger pieces. Anyway, try to show you another one here. This is a bigger piece, and as you can see, I mean, it's porous. It's a pretty good rock, and you can make all different sizes. So that's one bucket. Here's another bucket. Here's another rock, another form I made. So once you put them in the buckets, and like I said, don't overload your buckets. Spread them out. If you have a lot of rock, do them in a couple of garbage cans, clean garbage cans. They're not too expensive. And here's one of them I made. I don't know if you can see the detail on there. What I did here was I just made the mold, a lot less of the aggregate or crushed coral or oyster shell, and more sand and concrete in the cement. And I put the rock salt in there. What I did is I crushed it up, and then once I made my form in the sand, I just took the big pieces and just piled it up on top and pushed it down a little bit. Came out with that all, with the rock salt sticking out. And once I put it in the water, immediately, the rock salt evaporated and left the holes. So that's one. And you can do, use your imagination. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You can make little caverns, you can make caves, you can make arches. Here's a small arch that I made. And there's ways to make arches. And they're real simple. I even put little feet on there to keep it up off the sand bed. Once those dig in a little bit, you'll never see those, and it's just an arch. And again, there's different ways to make them. What I did to make these arches was I just took cardboard, put it down into my mold, over my mold, laid the concrete over it. And then once it cured and dried, it won't stick to the concrete. I just peeled the concrete off the bottom. And again, there's a lot of things you can do. So then basically you leave them here. Popular belief is anywhere from 4 to 10 weeks. Could take longer than that. I've heard of people taking 12 to 14 weeks for it to stop leaching into your water, and for your pH to come down. So mine's been going for about 5 weeks now. It still has quite a long ways. I'm thinking another 5 minimum probably. So basically what you do is you just fill the tub, put the rock in, change your water once a day. When I get home from work every night, I come in, I dump the water out, I move the rocks around so it's not sitting on the same spots all the time, and just refill it, basically. I test the water maybe once a week. It's kind of overkill, but of course, I'm like everybody else. I'm anxious, but unfortunately, it's not reading at the pH level I need it to. So I have a little while to wait. They say on your final, when it starts to become, your pH starts to lower, the final week, put the water in there and let it set for a day or about 2 days, and that'll be your true reading. Because if you change the water, your pH is going to come down, but it's going to be a false reading. So on your final check, at least keep the water in there for at least 2 days and check it. Once it reads what you want it to read, your live rock is cured. Put it in your tank, and good luck. And again, like I said, use your imagination. You can make anything you want, really. I just got online, looked at some rocks that I really saw that I liked. I kind of tried to form them the same way, and and then sometimes, you can even leave them flat, so they're easier to stack on certain things. You don't have to actually make a mold. This one right here, I didn't. I just laid it right up on the moist sand and just formed the top. So it's a nice, flat, stable piece. So, and again, good luck, and that's how to make DIY rock.